I'm making this video to explain what meditation is. I am teaching meditation for last 1 year because of my own experiences I had in my visits to the Himalayas in the last 4 years, exploring my own self and also trying to find out what is the reality of life. So while uh, trying to explore finding yogis in the mountains, in the caves, and little in the heights like Gangotri, Kedarnath, meeting them, finding out real yogis and talking to them, having a discussion with them. I and doing an analysis of myself, my life, my actions. Uh, it was going on for, I think I will say, almost 10 years. And 2015 to 19, I was traveling a lot to Himalayas, which is very divine and high vibrations, places which are very having high energy and vibrations. There are people, yogis, who are having high vibrations, with a lot of wisdom. So this, I will say, effectively 10 years of self-analysis and exploration about the self awakening and realization got me to a stage in 2015 in one of the cave in Rishikesh in a called Tatwale Baba's cave. I had this experience of my mind becoming without any thought. So I started analyzing it, how it happened, and it remains like this. I generally don't have too many thoughts. Uh, I mean, generally one thought at a time, and if I can sit and close my eyes and meditate, I can even remove that thought also and can remain thoughtless. And I can sit for uh, a long time. Maximum I've tried is 2 hours of meditation, and I don't do it regularly. For me, meditation is first stage of meditation is to reach a state of calmness of your mind. So how do you achieve that calmness? I did a analysis, scientific analysis, and came to realize a kind of a methodology and a process which prepares you to reach a state where you can calm your mind. And once you calm your mind, if you can calm your mind, if you can control thoughts, if you can not let the thoughts come and hit you, then you have your mind available to you to do what you want to do, whether you are standing or sitting or doing anything in your awake state or conscious state. So, in your conscious state, your mind is kind of purified and it is stable and it is focused, it is devoid of any worries and thoughts which are not required. So, this is what I try to teach, the methodology which I've developed. So, so before I take you to the methodology which I use to explain how to prepare yourself to calm your mind, I will like to tell you few things about meditation. That what exactly is meditation? Meditation is about mind, and we want to have a peace of mind or control of mind, focus mind. Or another way is that you live in the present. When you live in the present, your mind is not thinking of future and past. So that time also the mind is in the present and thinking only of what you're doing at that moment. It is not really thinking of something about the future and something about the past. You know why it doesn't do it? There is a lot of philosophy to understand. So then also another way of calling meditation is uh, self-realization, what or also realizing what is reality. If you understand the reality, then your mind will not get distracted by the non-reality, the illusionary world, which or the materialistic world, in which we live in. So there are many definitions to meditation. Have a content mind. Another definition of meditation is reaching superconscious state or higher conscious state. Another definition is purification of mind, and it's also called union of mind and body also. So, and Yoga Sutra philosophy, it's the seventh step out of 8 steps. The eighth step is called enlightenment or samadhi, but uh, seventh step is called meditation, and it starts from different other steps like discipline, withdrawal of senses, asanas, which we generally call yoga, and but that is not yoga. Yoga is in 8 steps, and the seventh step is meditation, eighth step is enlightenment. So basically, what all yoga people are trying to learn is not that. And even after reading these books in teacher training courses, people still don't understand what is yoga, and they get stuck at asanas and postures. But there are seven more aspects of yoga. And the main key aspect of yoga is meditation, where you basically reach a peace of mind, and it's about living happily. So it's attaining permanent happiness with consistency and constant. When it is constant, means the mind is stable. So many definition, many ways of looking what is meditation, and then going further beyond this is samadhi, which is called enlightenment, which is the higher goal, the goal beyond meditation, which talks about going to super conscious state and having much more many more experiences which are beyond space and time. It's also called being spiritual. Once you reach a meditative state and when you start experiencing things beyond space and time, then that's when you are actually a spiritual person. Before that, you are only trying to prepare yourself to be spiritual, but you become spiritual only when you experience this, when you experience things beyond the physical uh, spectrum of existence which we see with our sensory organs, which whatever you can perceive beyond your sensory organs through your mind is actually superconscious state, and those experiences make you spiritual, and those experiences make you feel the power of mind, what all mind can do. You can relate to energy, manifestations of energy, transformation of energy, and manifestations of mind. So those are the different stages of uh, meditation. So first milestone is cleaning the mind, clearing up the mind so that you can actually then meditate. So that stage is called contemplation, or I will say preparation for reaching that stage. Now, this contemplation is broadly into observation. You have to keep observing, keep questioning, be analytical in finding out the answers by questioning, be logical, introspection, do the introspection, do deep introspection, truthfully, understand the reality. When you observe from life, so learning has to be from life. Learning need not be, I mean, you don't have to go to books or anywhere else. You have to start observing the things around you in your life. Maybe every, you have enough opportunity in a day to see what is happening, who's behaving in which way, who's doing what. There's always a learning from anything around you. How's the river flowing, or how's the bird flying, and what is the bird doing, or what is the lizard doing, or what is the squirrel, how's the squirrel running around and enjoying life. And so there is a learning everywhere. So the thing is, this learning has to be there constantly. Learning from your own actions, learning from your people around you, how they behave, how they conduct, how do you react, how are they reacting, why are they reacting, why are you reacting, what is the impact, what is the benefit. So many things. So this is like a laboratory where you have situations and events every moment, and there is a learning from every moment. Once you learn to ignore those events. You don't react to those events. So ultimately, you learn not to react to anything, because once the learning is done from every situation, every kind of situation, you move on to the bigger, more complex situation. So this learning doesn't end. When it ends, when you reach enlightenment, then only it ends. But till the time you don't reach there, the situations will keep coming and with different intensity and try to make you learn. And if you don't learn it, they'll keep coming with even harsher, tougher intensity till the time you get a hard kick, and then then you decide, okay, I need to learn now. There's something wrong. So also this philosophy is about learning, trying to find out what is going wrong with you. What are you doing wrong? Now the methodology I will like to tell. This is a brief idea about meditation. And before I go to the methodology, I will also like to tell that no techniques can actually make you meditate. No techniques can purify your mind. No techniques can calm your mind, because that mind doesn't work. It's not a physical object. It is logical object. It is physical, but it runs on a logic, and that logic has to be understood. How is the mind processing your thoughts? How the inputs are coming to the mind, and how it is giving the output. So what kind of outputs is being created, what is being used to create that output, what is the basis So the basis of the output is um, so the basis of the this philosophy. Sorry, I got interrupted. So I'll come back to the. I was telling that no technique can actually make you purify your mind or remove the thoughts, because it is not happening mechanically, it is happening logically. You have to understand the whole logic behind this. If you don't understand the logic, you can't sit and close your eyes and somebody tells you that, listen to some music and or do something else, think of something else, or somebody will tell you imagine this. It cannot happen. Those thoughts are not coming. You can't force your flow of thoughts just by trying to imagine something. I mean, those people are trying to distract you, but that's a temporary kind of distraction. You may get distracted, you may not get distracted. If that is a temporary distraction, then that is temporary. So it cannot take you there on a continuous basis to that kind of feeling. So they're mechanically try to force you to imagine how you feel when the mind can become cold, so cool, calm. Breathing is the best technique because breathing is connected to mind. When the mind is volatile, the breathing is volatile. So when you try to focus on your breathing, that time the mind becomes calm and you feel good. And then you realize, okay, this is what meditation is. But meditation is not just that. Meditation is in being that state all the time. So now you have to reverse instead of trying to control the breathing and then trying to control the mind. Because breathing cannot be controlled for 24 hours because you're working, you lose the focus. So you have to understand the logic behind the mind and reprogram the mind. How do we reprogram the mind? That is what is a methodology. That programming of mind is based on running on a certain logics or a design, human quality. The way we think is based on how we are tuned, how my qualities are tuned. That's our behavior, and behavior is nothing how we react to something and what kind of perception we create. How do we perceive things based on our qualities? If my quality is selfish, so I will perceive things in a selfish way, and if I am doing things with a selfish way, I will be manipulative, and I'll be manipulative. I'm thinking all the time, thinking how to manipulate. And then when I'm trying to manipulate, obviously I'm thinking all the time. And when I'm thinking all the time, my mind is overworking. So I'm dissipating my energy. So when we are thinking too much because of the wrong way of thinking, if I'm selfless, I will stop thinking. I'll become natural. So what is natural is your true self. What is meditation is also trying to identify true self. So when you go to the true self, you say, okay, I should be selfless. I become natural. My actions become natural. I don't have to think because then it is automatic. If I say I should not be greedy, and if I'm greedy, I'm again trying to manipulate because my greed is making me create expectations, attachment, manipulation, frustration, worries, plans, expectation, fear of not getting anything which we want to get now, living in the future, not living in the present. So these kind of things will actually take you away from your normal self, normal nature. The normal nature should not be greedy. And who will say I should be greedy? Truthfully, if you think you should not be greedy at all. You should not be selfish at all. You have to understand your needs. Work for your needs. What are your roles and responsibility? Those are your needs. Then you have to work hard. That doesn't mean that you stop working. You work for your needs, not for something which is a desire and which is not a need. So again, it's about understanding your true self, true nature, and not going out of your true nature and getting influenced by the materialistic world and this system, which is strongly influencing you, where you are not trying to be yourself, you're trying to be something else to make somebody else happy, or to create some identity for to make somebody else happy, or to just be telling people that, oh, I am so and so. Your ego is telling you that I am so and so. So it's ego which is driving you. So many negative qualities which drive you, you tend to go away from your natural self. So meditation is basically correcting it. When you correct it, when you go to your natural self, you can yourself think negative thoughts will not come because you are now operating normally as per your normal nature. natural nature, or the true self. Once you reach there, now there are a lot of aspects to it. I cannot explain everything here. I'm just giving an overall view of the methodology which I have. Once you reach this true self, thoughts stop, because now there is nothing which is triggering those thoughts, because you're not behaving as per your artificial self. You are behaving as per your natural human self behavior, self or design. So when you do that, you have been able to calm your mind. And once you calm your mind and then you meditate, then you can go to the spiritual aspects of meditation and super conscious, higher consciousness. And then you can explore more. You can see things. Your intellect develops, your intuition develops, and you have visions and manifestations. You will see the life is very different. Life is amazing. You're not running after anything in life. Whatever comes to you, whatever is destined to come to you will keeps coming to you. So in short, this is what my methodology is, and it's very interesting. I did analysis after I achieved this state, how it happened. I said it cannot be magic, it should be scientific, and this whole yoga is a science. This is the deep science about yoga, Vedic science. And these signs have been found by the rishis and munis and the yogis going into deep meditation in the isolation, and that's how they found it. Because they disconnected from the world for a long time and then they realize the reality. It's so simple. When I was thinking, the curiosity of finding these yogis who go to the mountains and they disconnect completely and they meditate for days and months together. They basically learn how to live without them, from this, away from the illusionary world, and then they connect to the reality. They connect to the self. They connect to the universe, and the alignment of the energy happens, and the resonance happens. Synchronicity happens with the universe and the energy of your soul. When that happens, then things happen. So, thank you for listening to me. I hope you like it. I tend to speak fast, and I feel a little helpless. Bye bye.